fighting because somebody is trying to use another person's ID card to vote. Do you understand it? If you don't, how are you going to educate people? The person pushing that truck outside there, just at this, the demonstration, I don't think he understands biometric registration. Registration itself is a problem. What about when it is biometric? So you will understand it. I'm sure you might have gone on the net and checked other countries when they have had biometric registration. The argument as to whether there should be verification at the point of voting, is it feasible? Should it be done? Will it make any difference? You will appreciate and understand it better. How is that being impacted on the other less privileged youth? So for me, you have a great role to play. You have a great role to play. So first, you can't give what you don't have. Try to understand even the electoral laws. Go through the history, 92, 96, 2000, 2004, 2008. What happened? What were the areas that could generate conflict? What have we done as a nation after 2008, after 2004? Have we learned lessons, other countries, what the comparative study? You can do it. The other friend you left behind may not be able to do that. So what is it that you are doing to be able to impact? And at the end of the day, be a voice, and a strong one for that matter, in your party. Be strong. If your party have a meeting and what they are saying is not right, please be there. Why are we now blaming people who are using insulting language on the radio and television? Why? Why? Why don't you say, look, I belong to party A. I will go on the television, I will go on the radio station and speak for my party. And you know that you will not insult. So why are you not the one who gets selected to go to the radio station? Why are you not the one? So if you are not the one, and the one who will insult is the one who is available, you'll be selected. I'm not saying it's good, but the best way is to have other people who will not do it. They serve as an example. But we all love condemning people. Oh, don't mind them. They're full of insults. Whether you mind them or not, they will be elected and they will govern the country. And you should be part of the governance. You should create conditions where you will be involved. It does not mean that you should not condemn them, but which is easier? To condemn those who may still not listen and do it, and you getting involved and do the right thing. Which one is easier? So I will entreat you, get involved at all the levels, right from the polling station to the national level. Also understand the electoral system. Follow the politics and be a voice of hope for the nation, for the underprivileged, and speak out of what is wrong. What is wrong is wrong, no matter where it comes from. And what is right is right. So I'll go to say be bold, but I don't know whether it will be offensive. But be courageous and speak as to what is right. And then when people are going the wrong way, no matter what, even if it happens to be a party you cherish, let's all come out and courageously condemn it and also get involved. Thank you very much.
As you noticed, the Honorable IFA is also here. Would also like to hear from him as well. But please, if you want to say something, where are the MCs? Okay, please.
Never forget. He said, you don't know why I describe myself as student. My grandfather told me, a person who is not learning is the dead person in the coffin. So once I'm not in the coffin, and I keep on moving, looking at things, learning something out of it, it means I'm still a student. And I will continue to learn until I die. And anytime I read this man's article, at his old age, I still believe that the man is still learning. So as young people, we should not stop learning. We should keep on learning. And when and how do we learn? Well, in the school, we learn when we have interaction with other people. We learn when we go to our communities, and then we look at the experience, what happened, and what we are learning from the experiences that we go through, or what others also go through. I've been paying attention to Honorable Danbotri, and I might say I'm very, very impressed with the message he's given them. Very short. But ask yourself, if I compare myself to my colleagues, I attended school in a very poor village, where in the 1983-84, teachers fled from Ghana to Nigeria. And at a point in time, you go to a class, The other middle school system where we have 4 teachers. You go to a school, you have only 2 teachers. The other 2 have left to Nigeria, they are not around. You have to combine classes from 1 and 2, come together to meet 1 teacher and all that. Very few of us were able to further our education, and now today some of us are members of parliament. When I go back and I see them, when I talk, they listen. When I go to, they get close to me and they want to learn something from me. What I tell them is what they believe and move forward. So I also want to entreat you that when you go back to your communities, as you rightly put, those that you left behind, get close to them, tell them the do's and the don'ts. Let them know the fact. I can't remember when I was in Accra Polytechnic, that was 1999, SIC elections. We decided, we had a Christian fellowship, we decided that whether we like it or not, this year, the SIC president should be a Christian. So we decided to put ourselves together and champion the cause of a Christian candidate, and we won. I'm not saying we should go and then make this religious difference. I'm just setting an example. So if you are here and you think Party A or Mr. A, when he becomes president of this country, will help the cause of the youth, irrespective of what other political party that you belong to, the most important thing is that let us look at the policies of the political parties, the manifestos of the political parties, those that can champion the cause of the youth, then you vote for that party. As Honorable Dangote put it. When you go to Ayeshiano and there's a row in the elections and you want to organize some people to go and fight for his cause or not, that definitely I'll not go and organize the old men and women in the village. I'll go and organize the youth. So that the youth should not be used as tool to help others to champion their cause. But rather, we should organize ourselves and see how best we can help the communities. I can remember, in my village, I became a member of parliament, or people recognized my potential and voted for me as a member of parliament when I started organizing and then forming youth group in every community of the constituency. I started in my community where I was born, that the youth group, that we all started organizing KVIP, construction of KVIP and other things. And it made IEP, the name IEP, becomes popular all around. And today I've been voted as a member of parliament representing the good people of Ayusha. So don't think that looking at my position, my educational background, I'm different from those that I've left behind. Rather, let us get close to them. Let's help them to do something. We have a lot of them in the villages who have no or little employment. We cannot help them. That doesn't mean that they are useless. Let's get close to them and see how best we can put them together. We can tell them the do's and the don'ts so that we will continue to enjoy the peace. If there's war here in Ghana, who is going to suffer? It is the young person. So let us put ourselves together and see how best we can champion the cause of the youth so that Ghana will continue to enjoy the peace that we are enjoying now. Thank you.
But make sure whatever you do is gender balance. We'll go one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This afternoon,
you have 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes. This afternoon, Honorable's comments has challenged that because now I can see the clergymen are even to know what is going on in the grounds and come and rule us. Then we have those dictating the pace for us. So, Uncle Dan, I say thank you for your work.
I would love to quote Friday, Uncle Dan, you were there. She said something. She said, it's to back up with what my brother said and what Uncle Dan said. Now, one thing that we have is divided into two. Because they have the big men sponsoring. We can talk, but when the politicians don't stop sponsoring, you and I know that every political party has got someone who shall not be sorry, so I'll not be giving the chance. So I beg of you, when you correct us, let's make it.
As we are going, I'd like to recognize the Honorable Stacey Glenham, Member of Parliament. There's something wrong. I haven't heard certain feminine voices.
Yeah, for justice to be found. If there is justice, and then we enjoy the community, enjoy social benefits. Today we have to pay so much through school. So if after telling myself to go to something small, to want violence, I was going to do that. So as we bring peace, Let's also create a platform crime for peace. It is the policy makers, the politicians. They promise help you.
So the question is, what kind of politician do we want? People talk about these things, but do you put it out there in the public? Do you insist on it? Honorable Dambucho was saying that you should be active. We're all here. We're participating in a political act. We're demanding peace. As hearing from him in the session on demands tolerance. Thank you.
You see, a strategic plan. If you sit in your party headquarters and you look at the situation. One vote, you want to wait political power. So what is the message? When we are designing the message, what is that the people want to hear? We don't show our true feelings on issues. Those who show it will direct or govern what we also do. Because in strategic plan, we have something called facts of the market. What is the real situation in Ghana now? What is that people want to hear? Because if you go to any country and you monitor the airwaves and there are a lot of insults, it means that the majority of the people, the good people, keep quiet. And the few people, the other ones show that we like what is going on. Then those who are producing will have to produce to suit their consumers. In any case, the consumers are not rejecting the product. You make bread, it is sent to the market, people don't buy the bread. Either there's too much yeast, there's too much sugar, there's too much salt. You certainly change it to suit what the consumers want. So that's the situation. Either we are all being hypocrites in the country, we enjoy it, but we are pretending we don't enjoy the insults. Other than that, they can't continue to select people, a certain particular type of people to the radio stations. Do people listen to the radio stations? Do people listen to them? If they listen to them and they don't complain, because the radio stations today do their survey. If they know that this particular program, because it is very insulting, people tune to other radio stations, they will change. But we are not acting, we are not reacting the way we should react, because we don't want to be branded. But I'm telling you, at the end of the day, the politicians will rule the country. They will govern. I don't want to be seen as NDC. I don't want to be seen as NPP. I don't want to be seen as the CDP. But they will still be the ones who will govern the country. You understand it? And let us be very truthful. Belong to the party and say what is right. Please. That's the only way you can change it. Belong to the party and insist that the right thing is done. You may suffer for it. But if we live in a country where nobody wants to have any pinch, nobody wants to suffer for what he believes in, that's the problem we are having in this country. People don't want to suffer for what they believe in. It has never happened in this world. Any country which has progressed, people stood up for what was right. That's the only way nations have progressed. But in our country, everybody wants to be comfortable. People are not prepared to suffer for what they believe in. And once we don't do that, it's going to take a long time for us to get over what we do. Every nation gets the leadership they deserve. Every nation gets the leadership they deserve. Thank you. One day when we retire, the truth will be told in this country. People who are now either in Party A or Party B, and they are champions, but yet who approach other people and said, oh, help me to go and contest because I belong to Party A, but yet later on, you find them functioning in Party B. And when the youth begin to behave this way, then you begin to wonder what is going to happen in the future. You understand? When people desire to become student leaders at all costs, between the ages of 21 and 25, and they will move from Party A to Party B, I called my friend General Secretary in another party. So this guy came here and said, because he belongs to this party, and your party has given money to these people, I should give him money. As soon as he leaves that party headquarters, he also comes to our party headquarters. And he becomes a student leader, and he becomes a government minister. When the youth behave this way, then what is the future for this country? And others also get to know on campus But they will not stand up and say that, look, what you are doing, you are selling us, you are using us to project yourself, we condemn you. You will not stand up for what you believe in. And that is the problem.
And so, telling ourselves, how are we teaching ourselves? What kind of information do we imbibe? I think some of the resolutions that have come up, let's stick with ourselves, about things on the ground. Who form the youth? People educated, uneducated, what have you. And therefore, based on that, understand the politics that we're dealing with. And we should assert ourselves. It's important that the youth assert themselves. And if you are branded, so be it. You can be branded NDC, MPP, CPP, PNC, if you know in your mind and your heart and you're truthful to yourself that you're neutral, but you understand that you stand for something, stand up for it. And of course, you're being advised to be an activist, because if you were that polling station person, that violence there would have been averted. And if you had educated somebody, which is the last one, created awareness about the things that are required to maintain peace. Therefore, somebody else, if it's not you who's at the polling station, who's got educated by you, would have helped avert the violence and promoted peace. All within good politics. And if you agree with me, then I'd say thank you. Would now ask, thank the panelists on the lunch arrangements.